Hello dear listeners, TW here once again, and this is part 2 of the discussion about David Lynch with Sam. We move on with Lost Highway and some of the more quirky films that he made later in his career. I hope you enjoy the concluding part to our conversation. As always, spoilers ahead.
So between Firewalk with Me and Twin Peaks, he actually released Wild at Heart.
Oh, I thought that was earlier. Okay, I lost track of that.
Wild
I haven't seen that one. I've heard it's quite good.
Oh, it is good. It's a classic road film. It's got Nicolas Cage and Laura Dern. It's William Dafoe plays one of his most brilliantly sleazy roles.
Right.
And yeah, it's a really good film. A lot of references to The Wizard of Oz, which was David Lynch's favorite film.
Yeah.
But, going back to, so it sort of comes out, Firewalk with Me fails.
Yeah.
And there is a break between Firewalk with Me and then Lost Highway.
Yeah, about 4 years or something.
4 years, 5 years. And so when Lost Highway came out, I remember going to cinema. So it's the same year that the re-release of Star Wars came out. And
Special editions.
Special edition. So where they put Jabba the Hutt back in and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, CG Jabba the Hutt. 90 CG. Oof.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Yeah. Oof.
But they had, so as I was lining up, they had a road with sort of in the cinema just advertising Lost Highway. There was excitement about it with...
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So that was in the Regent Cinema in Brisbane.
Well, there you go. Okay. So Lost Highway. So there was buzz around a Lynch film at that time. That's good to know.
So he was still... So people were still excited, especially, young art students like I was.
Yeah. Yeah, that's always been his core audience, I think. Lost Highway did, correct me if I'm wrong, he did better than Firewalk with Me, but still wasn't a big hit, was it?
Yeah, it wasn't a huge hit, but I don't think...
It had better reception, though, I think.
Definitely better reception.
But it wasn't an overwhelming thumbs up or anything.
No, it probably, I would say it was more accessible than, say, Firewalk with Me.
Definitely. It's confronting, but it's not as difficult. I mean, I've heard some people say, it's hard to follow and that, and I'm going,
no.
Maybe those reviewers hadn't watched other Lynch films. And if it's your first Lynch film, Lost Highway is pretty challenging, I would say. Yeah. For me, it was one of the last ones I watched, and I went, Yeah. I mean, I watched it after Inland Empire, so geez, come on.
Oh, yeah.
But of course,
this is going to be a doddle after that.
Yeah, that's right. But of course, at that time, it hadn't come out, but yeah, even at the time, Lost Highway was not his most confronting or challenging. But it is, you got Bill Pullman and his wife, and they're being stalked by an unknown person because there's videotapes being left at the house, and so it's a mystery.
Yeah,
and you have these nice iconic shots of driving at night, which is not unique just to Lost Highway. You see it in Blue Velvet too.
You see it in Blue Velvet. You see it in Wild at Heart. You see it in
Inland Empire. I'm trying to remember now.
I can't remember it. You've seen it more recently.
They're all jamming together a little bit, but certainly Blue Velvet. Yeah. No, I think you're right. No, not Inland Empire, but Wild at Heart, and so it's a mystery what's going on, and it's basically so plot wise, what happens? Oh, who was doing this to us? But then, in almost a microscopic montage, we suddenly go, Bill Pullman's being arrested for the murder of his wife, and he's on death row, and you sort of go, what? It takes a hard turn.
Yeah.
Doesn't really show it.
Yeah. And then it takes another hard turn.
Yeah, and this is only Act 1.
Yeah, where Bill Pullman turns into...
A completely different actor.
Completely different character.
Yep.
And they go, why on earth is this person here? He's completely different. What's going on?
And who is he? Because he ends up in Inland Empire. Who was that?
Is that Justin Theroux? Or?
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, so Justin Theroux is... And
we follow him for Act 2.
Yeah.
And he ends up with a mobster's wife.
Who is also played by Patricia Arquette, who plays Bill Pullman's wife.
Yes.
So you've got Renee and Alice.
Okay, yes. And so the idea of you're then saying, is this the same person or not? And So more mystery.
And then, of course, you've got Robert Blake's character, who is the mystery man. We do not know him.
He's so good.
Oh, he is.
He's chilling.
Yeah.
He walks up to Bill Pullman, back to Act 1. He turns up to Bill Pullman at a party and says, paraphrase heavily, I know you. Don't you remember meeting me? We met at your house. I think I'd remember that. Yeah. So then he hands him a phone and he says, call me, basically implying that he's at his house right now, even though he's standing right in front of him.
Yeah.
And when Pullman calls, he's now talking to him on the phone whilst he's also in front of him at the same time. Yeah. And it's so effective.
Yeah, it is. So a friend and I, basically, we would greet each other by recreating that scene.
Of course.
Yeah.
And it's also the makeup and the acting is really, really good. So the implication, of course, being that he's the one who left the videotapes and all the rest of it. And we don't really figure out who he is, do we?
No, at no point.
Yeah, he's a bit like Bob. He's just there. He's just there.
He's like an unknown entity. We don't even know if he's evil.
Yeah, or probably human, but we don't really know.
We don't know. And
he seems to have some magic powers or something.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did he kill Bill Pullman's wife and frame Bill Pullman? Is it?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, but we never know, is the point. And it's not even the point of the movie, really.
Yeah.
The point is, if you were going to pin it down to one thing, which is dangerous with the Lynch films, it's basically Bill Pullman has a traumatic experience, either finding his wife dead or he did it, whatever.
Yeah.
And then he kind of snaps and becomes a completely different person, which is a real thing that happens to people. But here he's literally become a different person. We follow this other person for Act 2. Then it returns to Bill Pullman for Act 3. And I will say we should talk about sex for a second here, because sex features a lot in Lynch's films.
Oh, definitely,
but usually not in a good way. Normally it's uncomfortable. It's like extreme close-ups of somebody's face or something, or it's outright assault.
Yeah.
But here we have it's a very horny movie.
Yeah. Well, Bill Pullman his character in this film can't. There is a moment where he's making love to his wife, to Renee, and he basically can't perform or satisfy her. And then she sort of comforts him. He looks over her, and suddenly she's got Robert Blake's face.
Yeah, and he goes, "What?" Turns the light on. She said, "What's the problem?" Yeah, it's so creepy.
It almost shows you that the mystery man is almost a representation of his inability to please his wife in this situation.
Yeah. So there's the reminder right here, or at a minimum, this man so invaded his psyche and impacted him that it's manifesting in this way. So, again, we don't need to round out the plot. Who cares? That's not the point.
Yeah, we don't need to do that. Watch it.
Yeah, there's no. You think, with a mystery, you could spoil it by giving the ending or whatever. But no, that's not even the point. Unraveling the mystery is not the point. I guess I would say that, and again, I watched these out of order, but I would say Lost Highway is definitely a pretty approachable film, relatively speaking.
On the Lynch scale.
But of course, Mulholland Drive comes out, and I don't even know where to start. So here's how I'll describe it. I watched the film, and I'd heard it's arguably Lynch's best film. That's highly debatable, of course, but some people label it as such.
Well, some people label it as one of the best films of the 20th century so far.
Yeah, it's like it was rated in top 10.
Top 10.
So very highly regarded. I watched it, and of course, after watching Twin Peaks, I'm seeing some similarities here. You're layering in lots of mysteries that aren't resolved, and I'm thinking to myself, so first of all, I loved it. I really enjoyed Mulholland Drive, probably more than Lost Highway. Really enjoyed Mulholland Drive. But I was just saying something's a bit odd here. And then I read the background, and it says it was a failed TV pilot. Big budget. They had millions for a TV pilot, which is strange. I don't mean tens of millions. It's like 4 million, 7 million. For a TV pilot, it's a big deal. It failed, technically, from that point of view, because the show wasn't picked up. They did some extra shots. They filmed a couple things to jam something else in, recut it, turn it into a movie, and thank goodness that happened.
Mm.
And I kind of went, that explains it a little bit.
Yeah.
So here's my problem with the film. And this is my problem, not Lynch's problem or anyone else's. This is just my problem. I'm going, but I was picking up on it's a failed TV pilot when I watched it. So I'm going, does that diminish the film at all? And it shouldn't, but there's just this nagging feeling I have. Like I kind of know, it's like finding out that somebody made a great film, but actually it was the editor that saved it. And it just diminishes my opinion of the director. Okay. The fact that it wasn't intentional. And maybe I'm just too hung up on it.
Okay. So I think we've got to forget the fact that it's a, it didn't work as a TV pilot.
Yeah. Because it does work as a film.
It works brilliantly as a film.
Yeah. I've got to get over it, I think.
I think you do. However, I had an interesting reaction when I first saw it.
Right.
So Did
you see it at the time it came out?
Yeah.
Right.
So I had sort of binged Lynch for years by that stage.
Yes.
I felt
sorry, just for context, this is early 2000s. So
early
2003?
About that, yeah.
1 or 3, something like that. So maybe 3 or 4 years after Lost Highway.
I was so familiar with his style. I watched it and thought, okay, I get that. I felt that I actually understood it.
Right. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Because I need to go back and watch it again because it was probably...
Yeah.
I watched it in the order that I watched them, not production value, production chronology. It was about halfway through.
Yeah.
So much like Eraserhead, I need to go back and see it again.
Yeah.
Because it didn't feel impenetrable to me.
Yeah.
It just felt it's not answering all the questions, and that's fine. So it'd be interesting to see if I had that same approach now. Yeah. I still felt like, oh boy, there's a lot going on here. So maybe I was partway to that point.
Yeah, but that was my initial reaction. The next time I watched it,
yes,
I saw everything that I was missing the first time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, including Billy Ray Cyrus as the pool cleaner.
Okay, I've forgotten that.
Oh, he is
full mullet.
Put it this way: you cannot get a better pool cleaner cameo than Billy Ray Cyrus in Mulholland Drive.
Okay.
It is
something to look out for.
He is brilliant. Again, we've got Justin Theroux, who plays a director who is being... The mob are basically forcing him to...
Yeah, change his vision.
Change his vision.
Gee, I wonder if that says anything about David Lynch and how he feels. Know. Yeah, because this is his... him very much making a comment on Hollywood.
Yeah.
Mulholland Drive is a street in Hollywood.
It is the street that the stars live on.
Yeah, so you go there to go stargazing or whatever you want to call it. That part is obvious. Those themes are very, very obvious. It's a movie about filmmaking to an extent.
Yeah.
And that makes sense when you're talking about confused identities and people getting lost in their art and so on.
Yeah.
So that I certainly picked up on.
Yeah. At the same time, so we've got to also talk about Naomi Watts' character.
Yeah. I didn't realize there was a breakout role for her. I'd forgotten that. Because she's just always been there, hasn't she?
Yeah.
No. And I just want to mention briefly, Lynch, and he has people who do his casting, but he has a say in it. But the casting for his stuff has always been phenomenal.
Yeah.
And that's an example of she was not a star. And that's the beauty of it being a TV pilot, is that they didn't have the money or expectation that you put A-listers in, so they could take a risk on her, which obviously paid off.
Yeah.
Perfectly.
Both for her and David Lynch. I mean, she plays, a young, starry-eyed actress who comes to Hollywood trying to make it big, and then everything
goes wrong.
Sort of goes wrong.
It's a little bit Laura Palmer.
A little bit Laura Palmer. At the same time, you've got this other character, a mystery character, a mystery woman who has an accident, has amnesia, and Naomi Watts' character starts sort of taking care of her, and then they start having a relationship, and that's when they start crossing over. It becomes you really have identities getting confused.
Yeah, for the characters and the audience.
Yeah.
So, and that seems to be a common thread that I've seen by coincidence a few films about filmmaking, and this confusion thing seems to be a common thread. So, which I can imagine as a director, you have to live and breathe your movie. So you need to visualize every shot every day. So I imagine you are dreaming your movie.
Yeah.
It's like 6 weeks of shooting or whatever. You would have months of pre-production. It would just So I get that, and probably for actors too. I'll be sure.
And of course, this is a similar theme in Lost Highway, where you have
confused identities,
identities or switching identities.
Yes. And the audience going, "Who is that?" And the characters also being, what's going on. If I can ask a more direct question, which has probably a ridiculously long answer, but we'll see how we go.
Yeah.
What makes Mulholland Drive work? Because it does, and it's a good movie, and it's considered a classic.
Okay.
I don't know how to pin it down.
I think it's the layers upon layers upon layers. It's the mystery upon mystery upon mystery.
Yeah.
It's almost like there's so much mystery that you almost let it wash over you.
Yeah, that's probably a good point. That's where it's the benefit of, because he was layering mysteries for a show, so there were many, many mysteries, and therefore, so it worked in its favor, perhaps.
So you've got, beginning that really weird conversation between two guys in the diner,
which I believe was stuff they shot afterwards to link it into the film. Yeah,
and then that sort of it ends with that as well.
Yeah, it bookends it. Yeah,
you've got the Silencio, which is almost like he's stepped out of Mulholland Drive and gone back to place where Isabella Rossellini was performing in Blue Velvet.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
And it's this wonderfully weird performance and again, it's this moment where they unlock this box, which we have no idea what's in, but we know it's significant, and it's this emotional height, and that this is the moment that everyone changes identity and everything gets confused, and then it's like
so the layers of mystery keeps you guessing, but it's still a satisfying execution. I don't know, you can't distill his formula, but I guess Mulholland Drive is arguably where he's distilled it to its best.
It's probably, you could say it's most Lynchian film.
Yeah. Although
a race ahead, or
I'm really keen to talk about Twin Peaks Return, but before that, there's a little film that came out not long after Mulholland Drive, Inland Empire, which is another Hollywood reference, which I didn't realize. It's a region of around California. Wow. So I heard it. It was on Mubi, and it said Mubi's take was like probably his most experimental exclamation point film. I think that's true. I just want to mention it briefly because there's no point getting into it because there's so much.
Yeah.
But it's obviously another film about filmmaking. It's a film about Hollywood. It's a film about confused identities. It's 3 hours, and it probably launched more bad movies than anything else, because if you watch things like Best of the Worst on Red Letter Media, where they focus on bad films, and anything post Inland Empire where it's like cheap camera, lots of close-ups, and people speaking seemingly nonsensically and going, "Look at me, I'm being artsy." But the difference is you're not Lynch. Don't do Lynch.
Yeah, exactly.
Only Lynch does Lynch.
Yeah, even, someone like, who was it? Ridley Scott, if he tries to do Lynch, he cannot do it.
No. So watching Inland Empire, I can understand if you just flicked on random couple minutes, you just go, what am I watching?
Yeah.
Seeing someone like Laura Dern, who's phenomenal. She's such an underrated actor.
I would say in the mainstream, yeah.
Yeah, that's
she
what I mean.
She has been one of Lynch's main collaborators.
Yeah, she's been in
lots,
more than half his projects.
Right.
Probably 2/3 of the projects, I think.
Yeah.
And she's phenomenal in it. And the fact that he just bought a cheap over-the-counter camera and it doesn't look particularly good. And again, like referring to before, the sex scene under the sheets, and it's just the camera's right next to their faces. No one looks pretty. Like, they don't look Hollywood. There's no Hollywood gloss on this at all. And that's a clear choice. Like, he's like, this is what Hollywood looks like. And then you got people like Terry Crews, who I don't think even speaks a line. He just sits on the corner as a homeless person while this Japanese woman speaks to an African-American homeless woman, and they're just speaking seemingly nonsensical stuff. Yeah. It's so weird. It's probably the most striking Lynch film I've seen. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to use words like best. Yeah. Because that's a meaningless term here.
I think
it's not helpful.
It doesn't help you understand Lynch.
No. And Inland Empire, I'll give it the badge of most interesting film and the other badge of least likely to recommend. It's a hard film. Yeah. I mean, I watched it over a couple of nights. Yeah. It is 3 hours, there were moments where I had to sort of stop and rewind 10 minutes. So I'll come back to that tomorrow because I just wasn't taking it in. Yeah. And there's like a scene where there's just people with rabbit heads ironing on an ironing board.
That was a little mini series that he was releasing on the internet.
Which I didn't realize until I read the book. And it's just like, he's just throwing things together. And it's like, why are there rabbit people here? It's very Donnie Darko.
Yeah, but still Lynchian.
Oh, yeah, most assuredly. Well, Donnie Darko doesn't exist without Lynch. Yeah. That's clearly...
To be honest, so I loved Donnie Darko when it came out. I watched it again and again and again, and I loved the mystery about it. Then I watched the director's commentary. Oh. He explained it in the first thing.
Oh, no, don't do that.
And it ruined it for me.
That's like when someone told me, I saw Stanley Kubrick's Space Odyssey 2001, and if you read the book, this is what it means. And I've gone, no. And the book just says what it is. And it's like, no, that's...
Why would you do that?
Yeah. You get the broad... That's a good example. That's a very Lynchian, pre-Lynch, because it was 1968. It's a very Lynchian experience where you get the broad brushstrokes of the plot, what it's about. You know roughly what this big black thing represents. Yeah. But literally every scene is that you don't need to know it. It's okay. And there's various interpretations. Just don't read the damn book. Yeah. Anyway, we need to move on from Inland Empire because, like a lot of things, you either spend hours or none at all talking about it. Twin Peaks: The Return is, without hyperbole, if I'm thinking about just a single series, as in one season, it is the best season of television I've ever seen. Yeah,
I would say it is. It does everything.
It does. It's like 18 hours or thereabouts of Lynch at the end of his career saying, this is all the Lynch stuff in one, I won't say neat package, but it's a package. Yeah. So it's not succinct like Mulholland Drive. No. It's purposefully not succinct. Yeah. And the first thing you want, what do you want when you turn this on? You want to see Agent Cooper come back. Yeah. You want to get him out of the Black Lodge. Yeah. And David Lynch says, no. I don't care what you want. Yeah. And the best way to sum up the show, and again, there's no point breaking down every part of the show. Yeah. But my favorite thing that I'll summarize is I was getting angry because after 3 episodes, just to explain briefly, he does come out, but he's playing this man called Dougie, and he's basically brain damaged functionally. Yeah. And he's very infantile, and he's like burning himself on coffee because he doesn't know coffee's hot. And Agent Cooper, of course, famously loves coffee. So, and Evil Cooper's been running around for 17 years, or 25 years, causing chaos.
Cooper Bobble.
Yes. Yeah. Evil Cooper, whatever you want to call him. So, after about 3 episodes, where I'm saying, when will he turn back? I realized, wait a minute. This isn't about Agent Cooper. This is the Dougie show. Lynch doesn't care what I want. And as soon as I did that, I just had a big stupid grin on my face and enjoyed the rest of the show and loved it. So when I go back and rewatch it, I'll have that from episode 1 and I'll enjoy the show all the way through rather than merely the last 14 episodes or whatever. It is brilliant. You return to the characters, not necessarily in a satisfying way, like plot-wise. You have one of them just running aimlessly through the forest when he's looking through binoculars back to front, and that's it. Yeah. You never see him again. There's so many threads I didn't get the first time, I know, and I mean minor spoilers, but there's a moment where there's a particularly vile character that Evil Cooper, I'll just keep calling him Evil Cooper, he says to him, just go up there, it'll be fine. This bad character walks in, gets electrocuted and is killed. And it's pretty satisfying to see this mongrel die. Yeah. And he says something like, goodbye, son. And I went, oh, that was his son? So I had completely missed that.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize, so that's basically, because at the end of season 2, one of the other cliffhangers is that some of the other characters are in an explosion. What happens to them? One of the characters is in a coma. And then I realized later there's some CCTV footage that we see of Evil Cooper effectively assaulting her while she's in a coma. And therefore she's pregnant to Evil Cooper's baby, even though she was unconscious. It's like, I'd missed all of this the first time. So I'm looking forward to watching it again when I have 18 hours spare.
Yeah.
And really starting to get it. I don't think I'll fully get it, and that's fine. But just to let it.
But then you'll watch it another time after that.
Yeah. And
you'll see more in it or reappraise.
Yeah.
The first time.
It is so good, and we got to talk about episode 8.
We do.
I don't even know where to begin. You could almost watch this by itself.
Yeah.
It's because surface level, it doesn't tell you anything about the show. It does. It links. But I mean, it's got none of the main characters in it, and because it cuts back to what, the 1950s, is it?
Yeah.
And it seemingly has nothing to do with it. But I don't know. What do you want to say about it? I don't know where to start.
Okay. So this is my hypothesis.
Okay.
I think it is the origin story of Bob.
Because of the atomic blast?
The atomic blast is where Bob was born.
Okay. Because we should mention the atomic blast is it's one of the most visually stunning things I've seen on any film or television.
Yeah.
You see zoomed up hyper slow motion in atomic blast, which goes for several minutes.
Yeah.
Stunning. There's a few little motifs and images that I'll just mention out of context. You have zombie miners, aren't they?
Miners?
I think.
Yeah.
And they're walking around with cigarettes saying, you want a light.
Well, I think it's got a light.
Got a light, sorry.
Yeah.
Murdering some people.
Yeah.
You have an insect that lays, or an insect that's born out of a woman's mouth. She wakes up and then insect flies away. That's sort of signifying birth, I suppose. So you're saying the atomic blast is the birth of Bob?
Yeah.
Okay, because there is...
I think it is essentially his origin story. But this is not an origin story by anyone else other than Lynch.
Yeah.
There are moments in this episode where you go, hang on, is this primetime television that I'm watching, or is this video art?
Yeah. Or is this a horror film? It
is, you know, it's got that black and white of Eraserhead.
Yes.
It's got that.
But it's much crisper and cleaner for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
It's very striking. It's very iconic. There's so many iconic images in it. I could not take my eyes off that episode.
I remember watching it when it first came out, and I was going, what is this?
Yeah.
This is like nothing I have seen before.
Or since.
It
is, yeah. You got to see it.
Yeah.
You just got to see it.
I remember seeing people, you know, sort of scientists, famous scientists, tweeting on Twitter saying, "Oh my God, that episode."
Yeah.
It's like
it's almost indescribable. I mean, a couple of things I'll mention about the show that I really like. The idea that the evil has seeped into the world. So there's things like, it's almost a zombie apocalypse happening, but it's not really the point. And you only see a couple scenes of it where people just go mad. And so it's this sense of evil taking over, which is a really interesting comment to make in 2017. Decay, I guess, societal decay. But you have some satisfying conclusions with some of the characters. You have this idea of different dimensions, I suppose, like the very final episode. What I love is the penultimate episode. A lot of it ties up plot-wise. Everything ties up.
Yeah.
And then he gives us another episode, and then it ends in another mystery.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful ending.
It is wonderful. And it is so Lynchian.
It is. And unlike the end of series 2, where people are going, where's Agent Cooper? What's going on? Where's Agent Cooper coming back? This time, I was not asking the question. I'm going, I don't need to know what happens next.
Yeah.
So whilst it's a shocking sort of, what? It's like they've entered our own world. They've left the show and are in our world now. Well, what's going on?
Yeah.
Which is the hint, because apparently he goes to the house, and the person who answers is the actual person who lives there in real life.
Yeah.
So it is hinting that it's the real world.
Yeah.
So they're no longer in this other world. But whatever. I at no point did I go, I want to see more of this. It was such a satisfying conclusion.
Yeah.
Because somebody did ask me, does it end on a cliffhanger again? Because therefore, in other words, do I want to invest 18 hours for just a cliffhanger that we'll never see an ending to? And I said, yes, but it's very satisfying. It's a very satisfying cliffhanger. And Lynch did mention, maybe he will explore other characters in the world. But I gather he didn't want to continue the plot directly.
Yeah. But I think, the entire series, goes into, areas of just absurdist comedy.
It is a very funny show.
Yeah, he's got moments of really disturbing.
Yes, genuine horror.
Yeah.
Like monsters and interdimensional creatures or whatever.
Yeah.
The scene where the mother and child and the boy gets run over. If I rewatch it, I honestly don't think I could sit through it.
Yeah, that is a hard scene. Both, and it still affects me. It still affected me the same way the first time I watched it, and the second time I watched it, even though I knew what was going to happen.
Yeah, I'm not being hyperbolic. I don't think I could sit through it again. And it's not because it's actually that graphic.
Yeah.
I have a sneaking suspicion if I watch it again, there's probably less, blood, gore and all the rest of it. I don't know if it shows much impact.
Yeah.
Probably very little.
I don't think it does.
Yeah, but psychologically, I think it's just sound effect to see a body. But it's so impactful. And the contention by, again, sorry, I keep forgetting his name, by Tom Huddleston is that it's probably the most shocking thing Lynch ever filmed.
And that's saying something.
That is saying something. He's had stuff that's more visceral.
Yeah.
There's decapitations in this show that don't land from that in that way. Purposefully, he's not doing them to. It's just the horror is stronger, the humor is stronger. The fact that he's in it longer, Agent Cole, who he's so funny because it's what if David Lynch were deaf and an FBI agent? That's who it is. Yeah. He's shouting the whole time, but he's actually good at his job.
Yeah, great at his job. We've also seen Laura Dern plays a major role in it.
Yeah, who? What's the name again?
So she is. I've forgotten the name. This is frustrating.
I know because in season 1 and 2, he's constantly. Agent
Diane.
Cooper is Diane. Thank you.
Yes.
Is constantly leaving a recording. Diane, make sure that you do this. So the implication is he's mailing the video, the cassette tapes to her to dictate and then respond to. And then we finally meet her, or do we? We'll leave it at that. Yeah. But there's the implication that evil Cooper assaulted her.
Or something.
And therefore that's why she hates the FBI, because it's like, hang on, I work for the FBI, and the man I worked for, I was his assistant or whatever, he actually attacked me. But of course we know that wasn't really him.
Yeah.
So she's really bitter. She really angry.
Brilliantly, cynical.
Yeah.
She is, hates the world.
Yeah, she's so angry. So foul mouth. Because Twin Peaks 1 and 2, I don't think they swear at all in it because it was 90s TV.
No, they didn't.
Fire Walk with Me, they probably did, I'm assuming. And this was, I wouldn't say there's a lot of swearing in The Return, but by Laura Dern's character, every second word is like, Cole, like, F you, Cole, and she's angry.
And, her character, is just wonderful. Diane is sort of the absolute contrast to Gordon Cole and the other FBI agents.
Yeah, you got actually, and that young woman who does, I think, a fantastic job.
Oh, she does.
She works. She behind the scenes. She's one of the sound people or something. I can't remember now. But she's worked on various projects. Finally made it in front of camera. And I thought she did a fantastic job.
She did.
There's all these awkward moments like where they're just sort of sitting there and she's just smoking and they're all kind of uncomfortable and she just plays it well. That's one thing I'll mention. I've never been so enthralled by a show which seemingly holds its audience in such contempt. Because again, here's the hero you want. You don't see him until about episode 14 or 15. But then what we need is a scene where a man picks up a phone and has a conversation. Let's just show him sweeping the floor slowly for a minute. But I loved every second of it. I cannot explain why.
Okay.
Because on paper, that's terrible. But I could not look away for a single minute. And there were so many of those scenes where just seemingly nothing's happening. They are character moments, though, or scene setting and all the rest of it. But I couldn't take my eyes off it.
Yeah, I think that is... I would actually say it's not disrespecting the audience. I would say it's the other.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's seemingly disrespecting the audience.
So, if you're looking conventional filmmaking, conventional Hollywood, maybe that would be disrespecting the audience.
Yeah, if there's anyone other than Lynch doing it.
I'm actually going to say Martin Scorsese, Taxi Driver.
Okay.
Moments where
Yeah.
you leave. So there's a scene where Travis Bickle's on the phone.
Yep.
And the camera just hands off Travis Bickle, turns around, he shows you the universe, the world he's living in, and then comes back to it as he ends the phone call.
Fair enough.
I think it's something that, great filmmakers.
You got to be on next level to pull this off.
And to pull it off well. Yeah.
Because it's not like there's music or it's just a dead scene of a man sweeping a floor.
Yeah.
And why am I enthralled? Yeah. I remember if you walk past, if you didn't know and just walk past the TV while someone's watching, like, what are you watching?
Yeah.
There's just a man sweeping a floor or two people sitting there having a cigarette.
Yeah.
And it will go on for not 10 seconds or 20 seconds of silence, which in a Hollywood film would be noticeably long. So you're talking at least a minute, which doesn't sound long, but a minute of seemingly nothing happening.
Yeah. And I think that's one other area that I think Lynch does better than any other filmmaker ever. That is space.
Yeah.
And silence.
Yeah. Which is ironic for someone who understands sound so well. He understands when not to use it. Yeah.
And he understands space. And I don't think, a lot of filmmakers...
Yeah. If I had to connect to someone, which is a bit silly, I think of Kubrick. Kubrick understood how to take his time and he understood characters. And you could have just three people in a lodge up in the hills and it's just those three people for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And anyone else would have had three teenagers turn up so you could increase the body count.
Yeah.
Kubrick's like, no.
Yeah.
So, but he is incomparable, I think. How do we sum up Lynch?
Okay. I would say...
If you can stand on your head while you do that too, while you're at it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, so how do you sum up Lynch? So, okay, if there is a filmmaker that you would, on a surface level, if there's a filmmaker you want to say, here's the epitome of the arty kid filmmaker.
Who made it. Yep.
And yet his films go beyond that service level, arty, whatever. Yeah,
and it's not art for art's sake either. Yeah. He's not going in there going, I'm going to go do this Lynchian thing. He never, even though he is self-referential at times, but he was never, calling up his own backside or anything. No.
Despite what Tarantino
says, that's right.
Yeah. Got the word for you, Tarantino, mate.
Yeah. Well, if anyone knows anything about calling up your own backside, it would be Tarantino. Okay, so he's the ultimate artist. To me, he's very, he's the Renaissance man. He did everything.
Yeah, definitely.
But again, I think his films are often meditation on what it is to be human, and that's an emotional experience.
Yeah.
And that's the point. The films and television are about the emotional experience.
Yeah. And I think he uses mystery upon mystery to, reinforce that. So he makes you question. And I think that's what makes his films wonderful, is that he does not explain it. He allows you, as the audience, to have that agency to...
And he might be, if you've ever being that kind of person who goes, oh, that abstract art is all, arty-farty, whatever. But you see lots of people admiring it. Is this really what's going on here? Lynch, if you're a film person, Lynch is the closest to that. Where if you get it, you get it, and if you don't, you don't, and that's okay.
Yeah,
it's not for everybody. I understand why people bounce off Lynch.
Yeah,
I do get it. I mean, I watched his what did Jack say or whatever that is, where he's talking to a talking monkey for 15 minutes.
Oh, you should see his ad for his own coffee brand.
I've heard of these things. I need to look these up. I tried to watch, was it Dumbland?
Oh, yeah.
I only got 2 episodes in, and I just went, when there's an angry drunk farting out a hammer, because he sat on a hammer, I'm just like, I think that's too far. So I found my limit with Lynch.
Yeah.
Dumbland was...
it goes crazy.
I'm sure it does.
There are singing ants. There are...
Of course there are. Why wouldn't there be singing ants?
It's like Lynch just letting it all hang out.
Yep.
Just going straight.
Yep.
Dumbland. Yeah.
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah.
Enjoy or not. Experience, I think, is the word.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite? Because again, we won't say best or anything, but do you have a favorite Lynch thing?
Oh.
Or 1 or 2 things that stand above the others?
Okay, that's a really difficult one.
Depends on your mood, hey?
Yeah, I would say probably for me, my connection to Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's... And I think I have to see it, all 3 seasons plus Firewalk for me.
Yeah.
But that's what?
That's a lot.
That's a lot of hours of watching.
That's a heck of a lot, yeah. If I would categorize it like this, I would say... If you want, if you're recommending Lynch to somebody,
okay,
I would say if you want to have a succinct distillation, you go Mulholland Drive.
Yeah.
If you watch that and bounce off it, you go Lynch is not for you.
Yeah.
The absolute pinnacle of his work, without a doubt, for me, is Twin Peaks: The Return. And the only downside is that you got to get through season 1 and 2 to get there, and that is probably a harder sell. Like if you were there at the time. I think absolutely.
I would say season 1, brilliant.
Oh yeah.
Until about episode 6 of season 2, good.
Yes.
Then you've got that lull.
It meanders a little bit.
Meanders, goes off.
So I don't.
But then comes back.
It does. It does. But it is
final episode.
It is a really weird show from the early 90s, and it depends on who you're recommending it to. So for me, I would say, without a shadow of a doubt, it's worth going through to get to The Return. And there are good things in the first 2 seasons.
I would say some brilliant things.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. So I'm very happily going to rewatch those at some point. But yeah, Mulholland Drive is probably the way to go. Yeah. It's just a straight up movie for anyone. Elephant Man anyone can watch that. Yeah. It's a great film. It's a really good film. Inland Empire gets my badge for most interesting Lynch thing, but it's not the sort of thing I'm going to rewatch every year.
Yeah.
And I would recommend it to, that's the last Lynch thing you watch.
Yeah.
When it's like you graduate to Inland Empire level of Lynch experience and appreciation. Because it is a hard watch.
It is a very hard watch.
But brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. It's not like, is he just being quirky for quirky's sake? No. This is very good.
Yeah.
But you recommend that as the first Lynch thing if you want that person to definitely not want Lynch. Because I find it hard to imagine someone will watch that and say, oh, well, show me more.
So one film we've not discussed here is The Straight Story.
Yeah, you haven't seen it.
So it is a Disney movie.
Okay.
So I'm surprised you didn't fall off your chair that Lynch and Disney made a film together.
Yeah, it hurts my brain a little bit.
David Lynch has called it his most experimental film.
Okay.
Because he's dealing with characters. It's G-rated. Okay.
G-rated Lynch.
G-rated Lynch.
I don't even know what that looks like. Okay.
It's still Lynch. And yet it's got a straight narrative.
Okay.
I do not believe it's got any dream sequences. It's about an old man whose brother is dying and he rides on his lawnmower across America to reconnect with him.
Yeah, very small town America stuff.
Small town America.
There was actually a Disney film.
It's a Disney film.
Wow, there you go. I mean, it sounds Disney. Yeah, I've heard it's really nice.
Yeah, it's got Susan Sarandon in it.
Okay.
Again, I've not watched it.
Yeah.
But that's partly because I had a lot of difficulty finding it for a long time.
Yeah, like I said, it turned up on Mubi only like last month, I think. Yeah, so that sounds like much more accessible stuff.
Much more accessible, but I think it's still got those layers that Lynch puts in.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I mean,
more subtly. Yeah,
and that's the thing. Like even Dune, which is not a good movie, is still fascinating.
Visually spectacular.
It is. If there's one thing they got right, despite some of the effects being very, very cheap and rushed, it's a very memorable film. And it's despite the fact that of all the different versions of it, the best version is still only okay. I still go back and rewatch it.
Yeah,
like even his bad stuff is worth watching.
Yeah,
I don't know many. There's only a handful of directors I would say that.
Yeah.
Where you've got some peaks that are worth talking about. There's truly iconic peaks, but even the low points are still, you should still check that out.
So, I'd say he's one of those few directors you can say that about.
Yeah. Yeah. Unless, again, there's some people in the world who will never like Lynch, and that's very understandable.
Yeah.
I get it. I do. But it sounds like, well, first of all, I need to take a break from Lynch because I have overdosed a little bit.
Yeah.
I watched Inland Empire and then backed it up with Lost Highway. And then for 2 days, I just watched rubbish 80s horror movies or something just to cleanse. Because I was having dreams. I'm waking up going, what was that? Not scary, just weird.
You end up in a David Lynch film and go,
my
God, what's going on?
I had to hit
the Dancing Dwarves. By the way, the Dancing Dwarves, Twin Peaks is where it started.
That's probably the ultimate Lynch. Probably like in the Red Room, and that's probably his most iconic thing.
Yeah.
Of all, closely followed by Jack Nance's haircut and in Eraserhead. That image of him just staring blankly at the screen, at the camera.
Yeah.
So there you go. If someone were to get into Lynch, start with Mulholland Drive. If you want to see something softer and gentler than, say, The Elephant Man, for example,
or even The Straight Story.
In The Straight Story. But if you want to start going, okay, let's try more experimental, I'd say Eraserhead, Lost Highway, and
I would say if you really want the Lynch experience, Twin Peaks is where you go.
It is the definitive. There's no doubt about it. But it is 3 seasons and it's quite chunky. But if you're talking about just getting started with a few films, But it's everything Lynch wrapped up in a very big package.
Yeah. Oh, and his soundtracks are also brilliant.
Oh, true. Yeah. So, now I have to revisit. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to revisit Eraserhead, and the ones I've missed too. Yeah. But not straight away. I'll take a break.
Yeah.
When I have a dream about, I don't know, going to buy a drink and just sitting down drinking something, and it'll be like, oh,
and it's not black coffee, and you don't see someone's face in it.
Yeah,
or something.
Just a very mundane dream. Then I go, yay! Now I can return to Lynch.
Yeah.
That was a weird way to sum up, but I think we did it.
I think we did.
All right. Thank you, Sam, once again.
Thank you.